enter one and pass the cloudy door where wonderful things will happen that the world has never seen before.
In Dexter's Laboratory lives the dopest nerd you've ever seen. One day he smoked some cannabis and had a dream. What if he could sesh with fandom's best in Dexter's Dab?
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Nerdy Stoner Podcast with your favorite huggable stoner, Dexter, aka Smokey D. Sploofy. The time has finally come, folks. Now I have all three of them. Trav Dabs, get to the joint. Welcome to the show. It's been a long time coming. Scheduling conflicts, life be life, and y'all know how it is, but he's here now, and I am honored. How are you doing, my friend?
Smokey D, thank you so much for having me, my guy. I appreciate you. Yes, it is long overdue. I know you've already collected the other two, so this gives you the full
I have the
collection.
triforce.
Yeah, you really do. Like, there's nothing stopping you now. You can snap your finger, and all the weed just comes to you.
Damn, that would be a power.
The real Thanos we all need.
Right? Now, reality can really be whatever I want. But how are you doing today, my friend? How's life?
It's good. It's okay. It's good though. You know what? We keep moving forward. I had my car stolen recently.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Those bastards.
Yeah, it was a Hyundai Elantra, so it was bound to happen for all intents and purposes, you know. But it's cool. I got a new car. I had to buy a new car, so a new car to me is not new, but new to me. So I wasn't looking forward to having a new car payment, but hey, little quality of life improvements.
Yeah. Well, I hope it was an upgrade for you.
It was, man. We woke up this morning, so it's a good day. That's all we can ask for, you know.
Nice. Great mindset. I love the background, by the way.
Hey, thanks, man. It's this is the studio where we film Get to the Join, where I do a lot of the Trav Dabs stuff. The table behind me, we film Get to the Join at, and then usually I'll move the camera angle accordingly for a Trav Dabs thing, depending on what I'm filming or what I'm talking about.
Nice. So the studio is actually in your place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome.
It's evolved with me over the years since I started doing the content thing to become this and what it is now, which is pretty cool. The whole space dedicated to doing this content thing.
That's great. It's nice to have a space that's just about your creativity. You just get to be in there and do your thing, and yeah, no limits.
It's that, and I also I don't have to leave the house.
That is the best part. That is so nice.
I make Morgan and Quest come to me. You guys try. You come here. Okay, well, I guess if you do all those stuff there, I'm like, exactly. I have all the stuff here, so go ahead.
Yeah, it makes sense. Nice. Speaking of Quest and Morgan, like, how did you guys get together? Like, what's the? I've asked them. I always love to get the different perspectives for the origin story.
Yeah, man. So when I started working at Elevated Wellness in Hamden, so I left what is now my current job, but I left there originally to help open and manage Elevated Wellness, run that smoke shop. Hemp store, and then Morgan's mom was running a business or helping manage a business right next door. So he stopped over because of course he was smoking weed. You know what I mean? He wanted to see the shop, see what's good. Met up with him, started talking to him, kind of exchanged info, became buddies. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. And then Quest was also on the scene doing his thing. I met him at a couple of events. And at one point, eventually, he's seen my stuff, I've seen his stuff. At one point, at an Elevated Wellness event, he was just like, "I have an idea. You want to do this show with me?" And I was just like, "Maybe. Okay, let me try it. Sure, why not?" So we started filming, which was super cool. We started filming together, and then we were like, we like being on camera.
Mhm.
I'd say we're pretty okay and at least just comfortable with it. We don't know shit about the technical side of stuff. But you know who does? Morgan. So we hit him up and we're like, hey man, do you want to like basically be the producer for the show? It's just like, that sounds pretty cool. Sure. Um, so eventually that got him over to filming with us, and then that migrated to getting him just onto the table with us. Once we got everything kind of self-sufficient within the studio setup wise, we didn't have to have him off camera, like managing any buttons or anything like that. We just
Mhm.
were able to do what we do now. The setup's evolved continuously since.
Nice, nice. And yeah, you guys are always doing bigger and better things. Like, I haven't caught the recent episode, but it was one smoking with the moms, right?
Well, we stood smoking with Vic, and we're talking about smoking with moms and just
Oh, okay.
stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mama Debs would never pop on. You might see, maybe a full melt mom. Like she might pop on to smoke, but never see Mama Deb. She doesn't dab. Unfortunately, the last name was inherited.
Ah, gotcha.
She would never. She had one tiny bite of a brownie and went to Jupiter, so she'll never touch down. She'll never do that again.
Oh, damn. I hate when people have bad experiences like that and it just turns them off.
Yeah. My fault. I mean, I swear it wasn't a heavy dose brownie, but she is just hyper reactive, man.
I
She
mean,
just
hey,
got hit like a train.
some people are like that.
Yes, we learned.
So, what's the transition been like going from solo content creator to being in a group or a part of a team?
Um, it's interesting. It's really cool. So like I still do Trav Dabs stuff. So like I still create my own content, but integrating with like-minded people that I think also have been consuming as long as I have. You know what I mean? Like I don't act like an expert, like I'm a ganjier. I don't act like I went to college at Maryland for their cannabis program. Like I've been dabbing a long time. You know what I mean? Request been smoking a long time, and we're going to smoke in a long time. And like, it was an interesting opportunity to be able to like communicate with people that I thought had a good way to communicate.
Mhm.
Because I think it's very important how you communicate what you're communicating. Like message is good, but like saying it the right way is important too, so that people hear you properly.
Definitely.
Um, so being able to comfortably sit with them and kind of banter and riff and feel like, just chilling with the boys on a Sunday when we're filming, but the cameras are there, everything's going, but just kind of feels like we're vibing, having a good time.
Yeah. It's like it came natural.
Yeah, I mean that sometimes doing cannabis content leads to us accidentally not hitting record on a certain thing, or somebody not turning their mic on, or accidents happen, but we live and we learn.
Exactly. Being a creative is a learning process. It's a never-ending learning process. You're always gonna, be figuring some shit out, making mistakes here and there, but the important thing is you're learning.
That's right.
Uh, so you guys have had a lot of guests on there, like Victoria, Indica Wife, Boy with the Blue Beard. Who's been some of your favorites?
Um, they've all been awesome. I've loved every single guest.
Or I guess let me rephrase. What have been some of your favorite moments with guests?
Sure. We did have the pleasure of having NFL veteran Vince Painter on the show,
Yes,
which was super
you
cool. So
did.
having an NFL-sized person inside this not that big a studio that like I'm sitting and I can touch the ceiling right now. Like this is
Damn.
not it's just like a little bit taller than me down here. Like everybody says like the studio, I'm huge. I'm like, I swear to God, the studio is just like people sized. Barely. Like, sorry, I'm adding the Morgan and Quest, but like y'all fit down here a little bit better than I do. I got to stay a little more ducked.
Hey man, tall people problems. We got it. I get it.
Yeah, right. I bumped my head on certain things. Like there's pros and cons. This is one of the cons, but having him down here was really fun. Having the Stash guys down here, so having Rod and Adam at the time from Stash down here to talk about, like, I don't know if you can see behind my fat head, right, the whole little stash section right here, bunch of grinders, all the stash products, my stash grinder collection that I use on a regular basis right there. Being able to talk to people that are from a space near us that do such influential work in our community firsthand is like one of the coolest things. And then to have people like Vic, like Vic's been a bud tender of mine for forever. Like, since I've really been going to dispensaries. Like, she was at Storehouse when I first went to Storehouse. And that was one of my first dispos. So like, it's cool to now full circle see somebody like her who's like so integrated in the community here in Maryland. Like, it's a staple here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love doing what we're able to do. We've worked with Evermore, we work with Grow West, we work with Fade Co. a bunch, which has been sick. District Cannabis, and it's just been cool to get to meet all these different faces and people within the community in different levels of the community too, as far as like their jobs. Some executives, creatives, chefs, cook, bud tenders, whatever. And getting all that different perspective is really eye-opening for a long-time stoner,
Yeah, of course. It's like you get to ask, I'm sure you get to like ask questions you always wanted to ask, and like you get to see things that most people don't get to see in their entire lifetimes. Like one thing or one way one of my coworkers put it recently, it's like people like us, we see more weed in like, I don't know, a week than most people see in their entire lives. It's kind of crazy. Like,
I recognize that I'm kind of desensitized to grows now.
Same. Like, it's it's like, yeah, whatever.
Like, or maybe it's more now I look a little closer. Now instead of, wow, look at all of this, it's let me look closer at the plant and see. Let me see what you really got going on here. Again, I ain't no GA, but I've been smoking a bit. So like, let me see if I can eye up what I've been learning over all this time.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, that's a little, at least don't look, this don't look too healthy. This, this looks fucking nuts. I can't wait to try this. Like, wow, this looks insane. Like, are you going to make hash out of this? And they're like, never. No. I'm like, no, never. It's never about the dabbers. It's only ever about the weed smokers. They never care about us. They don't care, Dex.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We don't pay the bills. I get it. I've always said that. The flower pays the bills at these places. I understand.
Yeah.
I know I'm a second-class citizen here.
That's actually perfect, because that leads me in a nice segue into the next thing I want to talk to you about. With you being like an expert dabber and all, like I haven't had too many people on here talk about dabbing, so I definitely want to, ask some questions to let people know, like, well, I guess for one thing, like what are some of your go-to advice for people that want to start dabbing?
Let's see if I'm going to get controversial or not.
Ooh, please do.
So my advice for starting to dab is dab at as high of a quality of budget as you can afford to start. Meaning don't go cheap. Cheaper is not better. I'd also would say that's definitely the case in flower. Like, if you could get rosin, get rosin. You can go solventless, go solventless. If you can't, that's fine. Go with, there's absolutely nothing wrong with, some BHO. Like, there's nothing wrong with some sugar, some crumble, some batter, whatever. There's definitely levels to it then at that point too. So again, then go with what your price point can afford and still get smacked. I've dabbed RSO, I've dabbed Reclaim, I've dabbed everything you shouldn't dab. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm sitting here saying. Like, I get it when you're in a pinch and you want to get smacked.
Yeah.
But look out for yourself. you know what I mean, be conscious. Like I've taken a lot of dabs, and I think though again I keep putting my buffer of I don't have any licensure behind my name. I've been able to pay attention to my body over these years of dabbing,
Mm-hmm.
and the cleaner I stay dabbing and smoking, the better I feel. The less like resy my throat feels
Mm-hmm.
from like it hitting like some. I won't drop any names on your show, but some like orange, real CRC looking, like sugary, gross, battery crawling. Ugh. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I feel a very distinct difference between that and some. I will drop a name, some Colt Raz. You know what I mean? Like something clean that I like enjoy dabbing, which I got Graham sitting back there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes for flower too, but definitely with dabs. Don't go cheap. Same with consumption device. If you can get a peak, like especially now they got like that $200 peak,
Mm-hmm.
like shit, like that's pretty much what the price point of whatever else I'd recommend you. I'd probably
Mm-hmm.
just tell you to get that for simplicity.
Yeah.
Because not everybody likes to dab like I like to dab. Like I like my Dab X because it hits, I think, a little bit harder, has a little more of a full melt, a little more of a burn to it, which I kind of like that spice.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants that, needs that. So go with the puff go. Go low and slow, nice and terpy, flavorful. Enjoy yourself. Preserve your throat. Don't get yourself adjusted to like 650, 700 degree dabs that smack you in the forehead. Like that's how I like it. You know what I mean? Like I grew up a certain way. I like it a certain way. I tell people not to practice what I preach. They're like to practice what I preach. Don't practice what I practice.
It's like do what I say, don't do what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's all really solid advice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
have you dabbed and do you dab?
Oh, on occasion, yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely love my flower, but if
What
I
do you
want
dab
to,
with?
I have Luca Seahorse Pro.
Okay.
It's time to upgrade though. I got it mostly for the portability, but I wouldn't mind having something a little more stationary.
Yeah,
Like a
I like
Puffco, like you said.
Puffco's nice. I love me. You see back there. I like my manual dabs, dude. Still love me a banger or a slurper. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem whipping out the torch now. That's something I totally get. People being, I don't want to use the word scared, but not wanting to have a torch around.
Yeah, it
Um,
can be a little intimidating. I get it. I mean, it's a big ass flame. Like,
and like, A, it's scary. B, it's unsafe. See, like, I even will paranoid leave my house. I'll come back inside and just make sure my torch is off, even though I know it's
Mhm.
off. I just look anyway. But like, it's like, man, if everything was just purely electronic, I wouldn't have to think about that. Like, if it was all just click, click,
Mhm.
boom, like, and you don't have to even worry, they would just get smacked. And like, a lot of people just take their shits on the go. Uh, like, I don't usually always have my rake with me, but if I'm going to events, it's staying with me and stuff like that.
Right.
If I'm going out, I'm usually either smoking like a roll or something like that, or a pen, I guess.
Mhm.
When I dab, I like the meditate. I like the meditating and medicating of it. Like I like sitting down, scooping up the glob, torching up, taking the dab, getting smacked, and then being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that again in a second. Let me breathe real quick." Like
Right.
that's my like. I like a sesh, like the
Yeah.
session. I go out, my gloves.
Settings matter. Settings are important.
Absolutely.
They affect your high.
It's like
100%.
the meme. I know a spot. Like what I always
Yeah.
say. I know a spot. My spot is the house. Never leaving the house.
Because you have everything you ever need. You got your supplies, you got food, something to
Right.
drink.
And I'm bad when I decide that I'm over it. Like when
Boom.
I'm ready to crash.
And then you can wake up and do it again.
Exactly.
Do you have any favorite particular types of concentrates? Like, are you more of a rosin? Are you more batter? You like diamonds and sauce?
All right. So I definitely am relatively purely rosin at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much just solely solventless, usually hash rosin. Not too much flour rosin in Maryland. Um,
Oh, before you, let me just say, I realize we're throwing out a lot of words here that some of you might not understand. Um, just know that we're talking about dabbable concentrates. They
Okay.
come in various forms based off of the process that you use to create it. Like at my job, we do distillate and BHO. I'm sorry, not just we do ethanol and BHO extraction. So the ethanol is used to make the distillate for vape pens, and the BHO is used to make dabbable things like we're talking about, like wax and stuff. So just a quick, there's more research you can do. Reddit is a great source for these types of things, but just trying to give you a little something something. Try to help you follow along.
Uh, and I like anything that's non-solvent at this point for the most part. Like what you're
Just
saying is
it's
most
the
things are
taste, right?
there's a taste, an effect thing to it too. Now, I will say I used to swear I liked resin more than rosin because it smacked me harder, and I stand by that. I don't stand by the first part of it. I don't like resin more than rosin. I
Hmm.
still think resin smacks harder, and
Okay.
maybe that means bad resin makes you choke. And I got a whole thing like is the makes me wonder is the solvent giving you a little something extra that the rosin doesn't quite give you. Perhaps I was wrong.
Oh.
It's something I've just I don't know. I think I notice a little bit differently, and I now like the rosin effect much more. It's
Hmm.
much cleaner. I'll swear that up and down. Like same
Right.
with I felt when I first started smoking hash, like actual hash,
Hmm.
like bubble hash or temple like hash. Uh, I was like, wow, this actually is a very cerebral high. It's
Hmm.
like I smoked. This is gonna sound really stupid, but like it's like I smoked a lot of weed quick. It was like a very different. It wasn't like taking a full dab. It was like smoking a ton because it also had that planty, not just taste, but I think effect. Like I think smoking flower has its own sway to the high because of other
Hmm.
stuff going on in the plant. And
Yeah.
because hash still has some plant material, it still has that little bit of veer off to it
Hmm.
when you're smoking it versus just a straight dab. So like that's why I've really been peppering out a lot more rolls, even if they do have concentrate in them.
Hmm.
That flower definitely takes its meat to where I a little extra space of the dab high that is always kind of in me.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Can definitely get behind that. Like, even if you take the same strain and you have it as a flower, a cart, a concentrate, you're going to feel three totally different types of effects because of the process that has gone through to alter it. You know, when you're smoking, that's the fire that you're putting on it. That's, activating the THC. You're burning off some stuff. You're also getting some tar and some other carcinogens. And when you're vaping, like with a cart, it's just heating up pure oil with like with terpenes added to it, and that's going to be something that's totally different. It's all personal preference.
Especially as someone who was the judge or one of the judges in for concentrates and vape pens in the Maryland Leaf Bowl. Um, it's really it never shows itself clearer than when you have them labeled by what type of vape pen it is, and you
Hmm.
smoke them side by side. And you're like, wow, that is very clearly a distillate pen. That is
Hmm.
very clearly a rosin pen. That is very clearly, what I mean, like made with botanical terpenes. Wow, that tastes like straight Starburst. Like, you know what I mean? Like that
Hmm.
obviously is not a weed profile, cannabis, flavor. That is definitely juice. That tastes like vape juice.
Now, I actually want to get your opinion on that because with the way that the market has been expanding since rec has happened, I've noticed there are a lot of companies that are putting out these flavors, like strawberry banana, watermelon blitz, whatever. Not saying that they haven't been doing that before, but they're really pushing it right now. Like, what do you think about that? Because I know they're trying to cater to the market. They're trying to cater to the younger Gen Zs and whoever else has just turned 21 and can now go to the dispensary, like go into the liquor store, like, oh, I'm 21, I'm gonna get high now, like.
Um, there is some fascinating studies like done and being done on uh, like flavor profile addictiveness,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why a lot of vape companies do Nick vapes, like nicotine vapes. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's why they stick to certain flavor profiles because they know certain ones just go right. Kids love it, man. You're like,
Yeah.
it just sells really well. Usually the younger generation digs it. Um, I think I think the vape market is a flawed market because of how much scum is in it. Uh,
Yeah.
I like the idea of people being able to get high on the go and when they want to get high,
Mm-hmm.
but I think people are also zapping their tolerances without
Mm-hmm.
knowing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just getting so high, really without knowing. Like they don't even smoke flower. They're just people that are smoking this vape. Like
Yeah.
I give you a hot take that I don't know if I've even I've said yet. I've thought and I've said out to people, but like I bet you there are vapors, casual, vapors that could out dab a bunch of you smokers
I believe it.
just because they're already hitting that 80, 85, 90%. What's a elevated pen hit? Fucking 96, 97% sometimes?
Yep.
Shit. That's diamonds, baby. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and taking blinkers of that, you're getting zooted. And people do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't judge. I get like again now. I like to think I get high to get high or to get medicated. I used to get
Yeah.
high to get high. I'm all for that. Do your thing, man. Like I still occasionally get high to get high right now. We're probably getting high to get high a little bit. That was probably a
Yeah.
good couple dabs ago, but now we're getting high to get high with you. But them pens, man, them pens be sneaking up on people. I'm talking
That they do.
little ladies going working at the fucking salon down the street, ripping blinkers, man. I'll be like, y'all, people nursing joints. I'm like, oh, I love when I'm at events. I don't condone overconsumption within reason. If you don't give a fuck, I don't care. Do your thing, man. But for the most people, for the person that wants to get feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
I try to educate properly. Now, the people that talk all that shit, I'm all for throwing the gauntlet down. Like people that talk about how much flour they smoke,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, would you like dab? Sure, no problem, no problem. And they hit that dab, and they're like holding on for dear life. It's just different, but it's not as different, I think, than hitting a vape pen. Again, I'm not saying vapors are the same as dabbers. Y'all aren't. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying the feeling and the tolerance is going to be a little more comparable when done properly. I give you a half gram. Yeah, it's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying if I give you like a point oneer compared to your blinker, you'll probably be handling that okay. You'll
Yeah.
probably be all right. I think you could chug through that fine and feel good and not need me to hold you up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a great thing. You know what I mean? Like most people don't need to be dabbing. Shouldn't be dabbing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to gatekeep it. It's just one of them, like, just know what you're getting into. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to spread the good word. I want some people to dab too. I like when y'all dab with me, but just know why. Don't be diving in the deep end. This should be the first thing you do is dab.
Oof. I think
I've heard
that
of some of that. I've heard of some people that's their case.
really, that's the first thing they ever try is a dab.
And it's not the first for me by any means, but for me it's so simultaneous. It was so synonymous. I think it's the right word. Like when I first was introduced to cannabis, it was not much longer until I was introduced to concentrates.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it feels so natural and so succinct. But like to most people, it is not. It's like very foreign, very scary, very different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
From the flower game.
Yeah.
Whereas,
It's
like, especially like the dab game originally when it was coming out here, like I've been watching it since as Cali gets it, it trickles. the Reagan trickle down dabonomics happening that comes over to the East Coast. As we get a hold of it, we get our experiences. Like, so now that I'm a little more in tune with the social media, now that social media is taking off with the cannabis space a lot heavier, I can see it from far a lot faster. So it's we're almost at the same pace. I'd say Maryland, the East Coast is just a hair behind the qualities of what I think Cali's got going on.
Okay. Wow. All right, Maryland. Look what we doing. So, oh damn, shit.
I think so. I mean, like a lot of people have mixed opinions on East Coast, West Coast. Like, plenty of people still get their stuff imported, but
yeah,
I think the hydroponic game is fire enough, especially when you're cultivating something you want to make rosin out of, where you're going to immediately be able to get it, flash freeze it, and process it into some concentrate. Like that's what I plan to do. Like I have a plant growing.
Oh, nice.
I like to immediately freeze it and wash it and turn it into hash. And then hopefully press that into something decent enough. But the problem is the curing process of the hash. I don't have no freeze dryer. If I did, life would be great.
Yeah.
I don't have freeze dryer money.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I do think the quality of concentrate out here is very solid. I think processing heads out here are incredible. I think some of the people that throw down like real dabs, like there's some stuff like Paw Paw Farms out here, Gifted Potential, NWO, which is a company I can't say. There's like a lot of good, like really good concentrate brands that are like specifically rosin guys, you know what I mean? Like, which to me, you really shouldn't be buying black market solvent like BHO.
Yeah,
there's no reason to be buying something like I've run concentrate with butane over weed through a turkey baster onto a Pyrex dish, and we cooked it off. You know what I mean? Like I've made the shit. I made terrible shatter, like homemade nug run shatter, like pull and snap brown tar, gross. Like
dark days.
Yes, we've come a long way since then, but we try to educate folk and say, hey, like there's better. Like so now that there's people at home that are taking the concentrate game seriously on the East Coast, that are more out there. Like, cool, like I'll stick to that game. I mean, there's only to me one viable dispensary rosin right now. It's Colta. Like Diesel don't make nothing hardly at all. And the other ones are Nature's Heritage is okay, I think, and not even that. Nature's Heritage not very good. And there's another one. Evermore's is solid. Evermore's is good. Evermore's really solid. I think they got second this year. When I looked back at my judging, they tricked me. I'm gonna out myself too. On your show, I actually voted them the best rosin, despite saying Colta is the best rosin. Because I looked back at my scoring and compared it to, they sent us the key after it was all done, and they submitted a Z and a papaya, and I said both of them were the top. Actually, and then I said Eden, and then I said Colta. That being said, all of these scores were very high. It just happened to be on that day, man. That papaya got me. You know what's funny? Quest comes over the other day for Get to the Joint filming, and he just hands me a jar of Roz. He's like, check this out. I was like, all right. I smell it. And I was like, damn. I was like, this smells like straight papaya. Like, it's got some guava notes to it, heavy. And I go, what is it? And he just looks at me with a sad face. He goes, papaya guava. And I was like, yo, I really do this, bro.
Wow.
He was dying. I was like, that's so fucking funny. Now, to be fair, like those are some of those recognizable terms,
Yeah, yeah.
especially right this second. But it was so funny. I was like, that's so classic
Yeah.
right now. Z and papaya and guava, like all that fruity candy terps, man. That's what's your favorite? What's your flavor profile? I'm interviewing you.
Ooh, I definitely love more herbal taste, so I'm definitely a big myrcene person. Like a little spicy too, so throw some caryophyllene in there. Um, I guess I mostly go off of how I'm trying to feel. Like other things taste good as well. Like I like limonene, I like pinene. Just sometimes a little bit too much of them can make my anxiety go. Whoop.
Sure. Yeah, I guess you feel a little razzle dazzle that you don't want to feel. I understand that.
Yeah.
I definitely like the funk. I like GMO and like onion, garlic, like grandma's basement, like stinky. Yeah, like yeah, I want it to smell like rotten. Like that's some of my favorite flavor profiles. I like GMO is probably ideal for me. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely. But again, fruity terps, man, it's like never nothing wrong with some candy. Make fruity terps, some candy terps.
Yeah.
It's kind of the fad right now, so
Yeah.
let it rock out. I think we're coming back to the days of chem. I think we're coming back to the days of GMO and like a little more stink. I think we're gonna get peaks and valleys. It's like recessions and stuff. It's just ups and
Yeah.
downs.
Exactly. Now, with what you were saying about how hardly anybody's making anything, are you worried about our concentrate like side of the industry at all?
Um,
Like, are you worried about the vapes taking over? I guess.
no. And I guess what I'll say is the people that are gonna dab are gonna dab. The people
Right.
that are gonna vape are gonna vape. If you weren't gonna vape, if you wanted to dab, you're just gonna find some dabs.
Mm-hmm.
You'll message me, you'll message somebody, and you're like, yo, who's got dabs? I've probably think of a person. Like there's plenty of people that like, know I don't know, dabbers are connected. Dabbers are
Yeah.
very in touch. Um,
It's a
and
network.
yeah, and look out for each other. So I guess I'll say the vape market will continue to grow. I think if the dab market can't be supported at dispos, we'll just go elsewhere. That's kind of what we do. Like
Yeah.
I like a nice hybrid. Like I'll get when it's good at the dispo, and when I can't I'll get wherever else.
Mhm.
Um, Keep myself stocked up. I'll slide by like Stoner's table in Baltimore here and like pick some rods up there. Um, like Professor Sift of mine. Like there's like a lot of like some good looking shit like out there. Uh, that really, really is better than what most people in Maryland can make. But then again, if you just look at Maryland, you'll find somebody that's better than most people in the country
Yeah.
at processing. I've seen some of the stuff. Like I said, I think I listed the studs that stand out to me looks wise. Like there's some stuff that's nationally the best that you can like Ein Bay and like against Professor Sift, and there's a couple other like odds and ends out there. Real Deal Resin, like their Roz is just incredible. Like there's a lot of you'll find a way. You'll find a way to get your dabs. So I don't think there's going to be a battle between the two cultures, but it'll just be can you support it enough? Beazle, I guess, just running Curio Flower couldn't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
And Colta, again, I get it. We don't pay the bills. There's a lot more weed smokers than there are dabbers. So
Yeah.
you're going to focus your flag. Why would you put grow space towards something where I think once you boil it down, the yield is a couple percent
Mm-hmm.
of the flower weight comparatively.
Yeah.
So like you're able to sell significantly less off of the flower, but like, and again, at this moment, Maryland, you're not gonna make something that's $100 worth. Like Eden, talking to you, you don't make an $80 Ross. You make
Damn,
a
that sounds
$60
like
Ross, like match everybody else's price. But but again, scalability, who you got to pay, how much you can get out of it. So you got to pay, you got to charge what you got to charge. But the quality's solid. It's really good, but it's just like $80, like $100 in Cali. You're getting the best rosin, like some of the best. $100 a gram. That's what Evermore used to cost when they first started doing rosin. I remember that shit. That was horrible.
Oh man, I remember those dark days where, oh my god, where it used to sometimes be shit 70, 80 for a half gram. That
Remember when MPX was the like the top dog concentrates in Maryland?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're nothing. They make like a bunch of terrible shatter.
Damn, that. Oh wow, that is a name I haven't heard in forever.
Melting point extracts here in Arizona. And they like really just stopped production. They do like a couple vape pens, they do some shatter, and I think now they're getting back on some sugar and diamonds and stuff. But like, if I'm getting like, it's gonna sound crazy. I'm curious how many people get mad at me. Like, if I'm telling people to get a solvent thing, and prices are concerned, just get Sunmed.
Yeah. Well,
here's my thing. It's gonna be a weird hot take. A company as big and successful as Sunmed has too much to lose to put out something that would hurt people. So then you put your mind at ease there. And they also are really trying hard to avoid their Sunmid name. So that's why they're switching to Sunnies on so much stuff. So like, and I think the quality of the concentrate that comes in there is fine. It's a very, very dabbable solvent product. Like, it's fine. Like, you're just really splitting hairs at a certain point when you're battling sugars and crumbles and stuff.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think Exotic Elevations make some dope diamonds. I'm not usually a diamond chaser, but if you like that crystalline, like the look of it, the aesthetic and everything, that's really sick. They're good with that. Otherwise, like, we're just kind of do it, arguing about nothing.
Yeah, I get it. I'm actually wondering when the craft concentrate market is gonna really grow. Like, I know the flower one is definitely there. It's been here since the beginning. But I work with somebody who has his own homegrown lab. He's put everything together himself. He's got a nice little mini grow. He can freeze his flour and then he can press it to make rosin and stuff. Like, I guess I would love to see a day when we can, I've said this multiple times, like, I'd love to see a day where we can be at like a cannabis farmers market or something like that. But I guess the craft market in general, like, how do you think we can really get that going? I know there's a lot of stuff with like laws and regulations, the MCA.
Because of the laws and the regulations, you just have to move accordingly. I mean, you can't get around that too much.
Yeah.
So I think you keep your ear to the ground. I like social media for a lot of stuff. I mean, I'd say there's accounts to follow. There's people to follow. There's, people to know, events to go to meet people, to go to the better events. If you care, like, it's one of them things where, like, it sucks that there aren't just like farmers market under the 83 bridge. Come get all the weed you want. You know what I mean? But like, that just is not the world we live in. So in the meantime, you just got to kind of know what's good. Like, back in my day, back in the day, messaging, trying to figure out about DC pop-ups so I can get down there and see what's good. That's the farmers market.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the real trenches farmers market. Like,
yeah,
when you're trying to find like something, especially dabs, dude. Like, dabs, weed is hard enough to get. I don't think that's that hard. But like, dabs was really hard to get a hold of. There was a drought for a bit. What year was that? Somebody drop a comment, because that was like the great drought of 2017, 18. I don't know. When I was like, yo, Dabs, like I hit every plug. No, bro, none. I'm like, California, what's happening? Cali was going through a drought, so nothing was coming out east.
Mhm.
That's before people really were up and out and about. Like it was a way tighter community before I was even like touching any of like the craft stuff. But I think it's coming, like you said. I think it's approaching, but I guess again people got to do it right because there are people that are getting, I don't want to say real licenses, but legal licenses, so that they have to now play at that right pace. Like despite operating in a gray level or a black market level before, now they're doing it right. So now they gotta like kind of slow it back down and stay within the realm. Like so you can't just like have be like, oh, here's a bunch of weed, process this for me. Like, you gotta go back to the right channels and buy it and fucking do all that shit and have it signed over and all this stuff that makes you do. Like, but what I'd like is like Morgan's got a press. I like making hash. And like now I'm growing, so like I'll grow it, I'll run the hash, we'll go over to Morgan's and we'll press it. I'll probably hit up my boy Frankie Green Thumbs and probably use his freeze dryer. It's all just you gotta know people, man. Like that's the thing. That's what's cool about the cannabis community is like it's community. That's what was super dope about dude, I was super baked. Did I see you at the Leaf Bowl?
Yep. Saw each other.
What was real cool about it was I think you heard Wyatt say about how like when they hit up the Museum of Industry, we're like, can we do this here? They were like even skeptical asking. They were like, you're in industry, aren't you? Like, that's pretty cool. It's very validating and very like true. Like, this is an industry, but also it's not as welcoming as it should be yet. So
that is true.
That's not the people's fault. It's the
yeah.
A bunch of people that don't smoke weed writing laws. Not people that smoke.
Crazy. You even got people that own companies that don't smoke, which is
listen. Don't get me started. You're gonna get me in trouble,
bro. That's conversation for another day. When just conversation for another day. I guess let me say I don't want to keep you here too long, so I definitely want to get to the nerdy stoner questions. So let's move on to that. Something more happy, something.
Being a frump, am I being a grumpy dabber? My fault.
No, you're good. I was right there with you. We could probably talk forever about that stuff, but this is we're here to make people smile. Let's do that. Trav, one character you get to get high with. Who is it going to be and why?
Does it matter from what?
Nope. It can be from anything you want: book, TV, movie, video game.
One character.
Or if you can't think of just one, how about 3? That way you can have a nice sesh.
Okay. Oh. And the sesh is going to get ridiculous because I'm just going to name some characters that would be kind of cool to smoke with off the top of my head.
The more ridiculous, the better.
Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
Nice.
I just asked about like what the shit she's seen. You need this. And like, vent, let's talk about this. You need to let some stuff out. It's like, holy shit, Aaron went fucking crazy. Like you gotta tell me what's good. We can talk to who else would I sesh with? So like I feel like a DBZ character feels like obligatory, but then like kind of played out.
Hey man, it's your rotation. You can have who you want.
Alphonse Yeager from Full Metal Alchemist, right? Alphonse, is that? Not Yeager. Alphonse. Thank you, Elric. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, I went back to Attack on Titan.
All good.
I went to Aaron Yeager. Alphonse Elric. But in the bot form, obviously you can't smoke with the child, the mech. And then one more in the sesh. So like then now you got me thinking like Nightmare Sesh, like Krillin, Nightmare Sesh.
Really?
Yeah. It wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like that would just like it would just annoy me, I think, the whole time. Like Like, brother, I get it. You are the strongest person. You were like literally like, I get it. Like, I don't care. Like,
I'm the only human.
no,
Well,
like, I
not the
understand.
only human, but I'm one of the few.
You were literally a freak. Like, you were actually stronger than everybody, technically, when you boil it, because you, like you said. But man, there's got to be like is there like a non-anime character that's cool to smoke with that isn't just annoying? Like some people, like there's somebody, like I feel like there's one you give a blink or two to get them to like go away, but you wouldn't want to like sit in session. Like SpongeBob, you wouldn't smoke with SpongeBob. That's like a long.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. Unless you give him like something that's really, really Myrcene, Cariophylline, little heavy.
Just like sedate,
Knock his ass out.
just bring it down a whole notch. That's a pretty good idea. Imagine giving something like terpinolene heavy, just goes off his rocker. You know what? Piccolo.
Oh, nice.
Piccolo. Yeah,
This
good. Yeah, that's just a strong figure to kick it with.
Solid.
Or Samus.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Hell yeah. All right. Now you since you brought up the nightmare, like do you have any other people in your nightmare rotation?
Nightmare rotation. My mother. It's just animated still.
I mean, it could be whoever you want.
Yeah, definitely. Krillin sounds like a nightmare sesh. The cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Really?
Oh, that would freak me out, bro. Like,
okay, now I get that.
Maybe I can't tell if I'd want to be on hallucinogens with him or not on any drugs at all. And just be like, I need to call the cops and animal control. You're doing too much right now. Who else? Nightmare sesh? Who else is a nightmare sesh? I feel like Cristiano Ronaldo is also annoying to smoke weed with.
Okay.
Like I feel like he'd like maybe I'm judging. Maybe that's not the right way to say it. Maybe like because I feel like he'd hit it and like snobbily not want to hit it anymore, acting like he's too good for it because he's too high.
Oh, he'd be one of those.
Yeah, I feel like the attitude, but I feel like Messi would be a good sesh. Like he'd be fun to smoke with. I'm throwing down that gauntlet. Messi smokes, Ronaldo smokes mids. That's my official statement on that matter.
It has been claimed, stamped.
Yes. Yeah. And SpongeBob. Nightmare sesh. See Patrick, good sesh. SpongeBob, nightmare sesh. Sandy, good sesh. Squidward, nightmare sesh.
Nice.
Pearl, good sesh. Mr. Krabs, nightmare sesh.
Really? I would figure that'd be kind of opposite.
I think Pearl might geek me out. I think I was just like, she like the energy doesn't have like a bad aura. It just like I laugh at everything. I'd be like, you're so stupid. Like, inside, just like chuckling, like watching her like drop the gun. She's like the type to hit the blunt from the wrong end. You ever seen somebody do that before?
Ooh.
Yeah, like, it's like, oh my god, thank you. Ow! Like, oh wow, yeah, you smoked the cherry. Like, what the heck is going on right now?
Nice. All right, I got a couple more for you.
Yeah, give it to
Cheech and Chong versus Jay and Silent Bob. Which team is out smoking?
I think Cheech and Chong, man.
I figured, yeah.
I think Cheech and Chong are going to outsmoke them. I think even today, and like probably still because Cheech and Chong are like heavy still in the cannabis space. Like Kevin Smith is now like a comic book guy, and what's something Matthews, whatever that guy's name is. I don't think he does much.
I think he's sober.
Yes.
Oh, but I meant like the characters, not the actual people.
Just the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Still my answer.
Okay. I figured.
I think I'd do other drugs with Jay and Silent Bob.
That's fair. I get that.
I'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Like, yeah. they look like they'd party, like in that regard, and it's like breaking into like a abandoned taffy factory or something like that with them.
Oh, the shenanigans you would have.
Yeah, like James or Cheech and Chong are like, it's like that. Like, what does he say? Where he's like, something about I got to pull over. I'm going too fast, and he's like, man, we are pulled over. Like, stop. Like, that's the kind of energy I like.
Nice. I believe I asked your other two co-hosts this. Who do you think would be the best fictional plug?
Ooh. It's the fiction. As in, like, I know I shouldn't. I'm digging in on your questions.
No, please. I'm happy to
like,
elaborate.
They are already accessing drugs, or I just think they're so gosh darn reliable. Like, if they'd hook me up. Like, they'd take care of me.
I guess imagine that they are already dealing, and you are now their client.
Okay.
Like you want to be their client because you know how good they are, based off of like word of mouth, reputation. Like let's say Quest and Morgan both got something from this person. Who do you think it would be, or who would you want it to be?
Oh man, that's a great question. Fictional plug. Oh, that's so tough, dude. I feel like there's so many like cool like people I'd want to go pick up from.
Or they can come to you.
It's so played out, but like because they're an actual fictional plug, what's his name from Pineapple Express? Like that's a cool, like real, that's already a plug character. But like if they're not already a plug, who do I trust? Like who's gonna be like, hey, I got this, and I normally let it go for X, but hey, I'll take off a couple of bucks. I'll make it fat for you. Like it's slide today. Like who's got your back like that? I feel like Robin Williams is Mrs. Doubtfire. Like that was like a side hustle they also had.
Yo,
also pretending to be a grown adult woman, like an old lady.
Bro, it's the perfect cover too.
She steps outside while she's bringing the groceries. It's like, oh dearie, I dropped it. Oh, thank you so much. And then the exchange happens and she's gone. Boom, done.
The weeds inside of like a hollowed out orange or some shit.
Yes.
Here you go. You need some vitamin C.
Oh, thank you, Miss Doubtfire.
You're the best.
Fire, you know what I'm saying?
Do not doubt her fire, okay?
Oh,
she's got it.
Yes. Yes. Also, a fictional plug I'd pick up from once and hate it would be Samson from Half Baked.
Yeah, that would. Oh man, he's definitely one of those dealers where it's like, hey, come on, man, you just got something. Let's smoke real quick.
Just hang out. It's telling you everything about his life. Like, no, I didn't. No, I wasn't ready for this,
dude. I just wanted to be here for 5 minutes. Now I'm here for an hour. Awesome, Trav. This has been a blast. Thank you so much for being on here, man. I really appreciate it. Definitely would love to have you back on for another time. I've already told Quest and Morgan like to have panels sometimes, get people's opinions on things like this. So next time,
one day we get all three of us on.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for rescheduling.
Yeah,
getting me on. This has been a blast. I really appreciate it. Now I'm going to be thinking all night about like more of my like who dream session. I'll be like, shit, that's what I should have said. No, I'm going to text you and be like, wait, edit it and make me say this. I'm going to send you an audio clip, like a voice recording. Like, no.
I got it. You know what? Just do this for like a few seconds and then
Someone else saying Piccolo and all of a sudden it's just like SpongeBob SquarePants. Like it's just like what just happened to his audio? What the hell was that?
It's okay. The audio only listeners, they'll be okay.
Okay, you guys get it.
Yeah.
Pretend you didn't hear nothing.
Please let the people know where they can find you, Get to the Joint, anything you got coming up, anything you want to plug.
Yes.
Anything.
Cannaquest at Trav Dabs on YouTube. It's the main source of everything. At Get to the Joint on YouTube. For the podcast with me, Quest and Morgan. At Trav Dabs on pretty much every social media platform, Twitter and Instagram. TravDabs.com for my website. And you'll catch us at the Mayflowers event. We'll be at Fingerboard Farm coming up for some more homegrown shenanigans. Kicking it with the Gromies. Excited for that. Otherwise, smoke good weed. Try growing your own if you feel like it. And yeah, get high, Kenny fam. You deserve it.
That you do. Well, thanks for tuning in for another exciting episode, folks. Till next time, always remember, medicate, meditate, hydrate, and be great. Bye. Awesome. Thanks, man.